Job 1. In the land of Uz there lived a man whose name was Job. This man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and he owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys, and had a large number of servants. He was the greatest man among all the people of the East. His sons used to take turns holding feasts in their families, and they would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. When a period of fasting was run in course, Job would send and have them purified. Early in the morning he would sacrifice a burnt offering for each of them, thinking, "Perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." This was Job's regular custom. One day the angels came to present themselves before the Lord. The Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming through the earth and going back to it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." "Does Job fear God for nothing?" Satan replied. "Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of the hands, so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land. But stretch out your hands and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." The Lord said to Satan, "Very well, then, everything he has in his hand, but on the man himself do not lay a finger." Then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. One day, when Job's sons and daughters were fasting and drinking wine at the oldest brother's house, a messenger came to Job and said, "The oxen were flowing and the donkeys were grazing nearby, and the ravens attacked and carried them off. Then put the servants to the sword, and I am only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The fire of God fell from the sky and burned up the sheep and the servants, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The Cherubim formed 3 raiding parties and swept down on your camels and carried them up. Then I put the servant to the sword, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, yet another messenger came and said, "Your sons and daughters are feasting and drinking wine at the oldest brother's house." When suddenly a mighty wind swept in front of the desert and struck the 4 corners of the house. It collapsed on them, and they all died. And I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." At this, Job got up and tore his robe and shaved his head. Then he fell to the ground in worship and said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave you, the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." In all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. 2. On another day the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them to present himself before him. And the Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming through the earth and going back and forth in." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil. And he still maintains his integrity. Do you indicated against him and to run him without any reason?" "Skin for skin," Satan replied. "A man will give all he has for his own life. But stretch out your hands and strike his flesh and bones, and he will surely curse you to your face." The Lord said to Satan, "Very well. Then he is in your hands, but you must spare his life." So Satan went out to the presence of the Lord and afflicted Job with painful sores from the sole of a bit of the top of his head. Then Job took a piece of a broken pottery and scraped himself with it in the sand among the ashes. His wife said to him, "Are you still holding on to your integrity? Curse God and die." He replied, "You are talking like a foolish woman. Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" In all this, Job did not sin in what said. When Job's 3 friends, Elizabeth and Philip, Bella and Shepherd and Job's and Neptunes, heard about all the bad things about all the troubles that had come upon him, and set out from their homes, and met together by agreement to go and sympathize with him and comfort him. When they saw him from a distance, they could hardly recognize him, and they began to weep aloud, and they tore their robes and sprinkled dust on their heads. Then they sat on the ground with him and for 7 days and 7 nights. No one said a word to him, because they saw how great his suffering was. 3. After this, Job opened his mouth and cursed the day of his birth. He said, "May the day of my birth perish, and the night it was said, a boy is born. The day may it turn to darkness, and may God above not care about it, may no light shine upon it. May darkness and deep shadows claim it once more. May a cloud settle over it, and may blackness overwhelm its light. That night may thick darkness seize it. May it not be included among the days of the years, nor be entered in any of the months. May that night be barren. May no shout of joy be heard in it. May those who curse days curse the day. Those who are ready to rouse Lebanon, may its morning star become dark. May it wait for daylight in vain, and not see the first ray of dawn. For it did not shut the doors of the womb on me, and hide the trouble from my eyes. Why did I not perish at the birth, and die as a command from the womb? Why were they their knees to receive me, and breast that I might be nursed? For now I would be lying down in peace, I would be asleep at rest, with the kings and counselors of the earth, who built themselves places now lying in ruins, with the rulers who had gold, who built their houses with silver. Or why wasn't I not hidden in the ground like a stillborn child, like an infant who never saw the light of day? There the wicked ceased from turmoil, and they were weary or at rest. Captivity also enjoyed their ease. They no longer hear the slave drivers shout, "The small and the great are there, and the slave is freed from his master." Why is light given to those in misery, and life to their bitter of souls? To those who long for that that does not come, who search for it more than for hidden treasuries, who are filled with gladness and rejoiced when they reach the grave. Why is life given to a man whose way is hidden, whom God has hedged in? Where sighing comes to me instead of food, my groans pour out like water. What I feared has come upon me, and I dreamed has happened to me. I have no peace, no quietness, I have no rest, but only turmoil.